The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Moncur, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
The role of a woman in the society is to submit. Birth control are the pills of the devil. Education is so fundamental to the development of a people. Hang murderers. Simple as that. What am I voting for? Voting will change nothing.
Tout le monde haïtien, como ye. God save the Queen.
Broadcasting live from ILTV Studios, welcome to Freedom March. My name is Rodney Moncur. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And of course, early and on time is my spiritual advisor and biblical scholar, Bradley Roll. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March.
Thank you, Senator.
Well, you can join Freedom March today on our ILTV Studios Facebook page. So we are live streaming on our website. And of course, we are broadcasting on cable channel 224 and BTC Flow 112. Freedom March is broadcast Monday to Fridays, 4 p.m. to 6 p.m. And we rebroadcast every morning, Monday to Friday, between the hours of 8 a.m. and 10 a.m. Our main number is 323-7775. Let me repeat it again. 323-7775. And our toll-free number is 242-300-0045. 242-300-0045. And our text and WhatsApp number is 357-7469. 357-7469. Well, it is a historic day here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas because the government of Dr. Hubert A. Minnis met for its first cabinet meeting this afternoon. We're going to look at who the cabinet ministers are. And of course, last night, the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Perry Gladstone Christie, finally retired from frontline politics. So we're going to look at that as well. But there's sad news coming out of the governing Free National Movement. We're now learning officially that the unsworn Minister of Works, Desmond Bannister, is in the state of Florida doing some physical examination. According to Negro sources, Desmond Bannister is sick. So we must pray for him and hope that he would speedily recover and come back to the Bahamas to play his role. This is Freedom March. We'll be back shortly after we pay our bills. And of course, my spiritual advisor will read a statement from the government in which, for the first time, it is acknowledging that Desmond Bannister is outside of the country and is sick. We heard a lot about it during the campaign, but stay tuned. Let us pray for our brother, Desmond Bannister. I'll be right back in a few minutes after we would have paid our bills. So this is Freedom March. Stay tuned. We'll be right back.
Freedom March with Rodney Moncur will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Moncur.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live here in Nassau, Bahamas on ILTV. Our channel is Cable 224 and BTC Flow 112. I welcome the many people who are joining us on Facebook live stream. And you can go to iltvstudios.com. That's the Facebook page for the studio. And you can also join me on my Facebook page, Rodney Moncur, where I am sharing the stream. My spiritual advisor is in studio, Bradley Roll. Bradley, once again, welcome to Freedom March.
I thank you, Senator Moncur.
The government, that is the former Progressive Liberal Party, has been advocating for the implementation of the National Health Insurance. And there has been many people in the then opposition, Free National Movement, who opposed it. They opposed it. That has been the history of the FNM. In 1974, Pinling and the PLP introduced the national insurance. And if you were to examine our ancient history, you will see that many of the stalwarts of the FNM were opposed to national health insurance. I do recall an elderly Negro woman who was a die-hard supporter of the Free National Movement. And she proclaimed that she was opposed to national insurance. She said her husband, James, he was dead. He's a widow. She said she ain't no widower because she's alive. And she opposed it because she was FNM. And the FNM of 1974 failed to educate its supporters that one, national insurance was inevitable, and two, it had great social benefits. And time has demonstrated that had it not been for national insurance, many of our citizens would literally pick peas out of sugarality. But Pinling and the PLP advanced the argument, and in 1974, they introduced national insurance. Well, this is 2017, and if my maths are correct, it's 43 years later, and the PLP, who's just been voted out on May 10th of this year, had one series of arguments with an intellectual class comprised of some of the leading experts in the FNM who was opposed to it because of special money interests. And I must confess that as a grassroots man, I ain't had no insurance. And then I became a senator and I got an insurance. And they don't like me. Kalina, with its no good self, refused to honor it and pay for my dental work. Well, Desmond Bannister, he's a former FNM Minister of Education. And Bannister has had challenge. He's sick. Those of us in the FNM knew that Desmond Bannister was sick. There is no shame in sickness. There is no disgrace in sickness, because I was sick. And God had it that I ran in to the current Minister of Health, Dr. Dwayne Sands, on the red light. And I put a series of questions. And he knows how we Negro beg. And he knew what I was doing. I was saying to him, I sick, save my life. I ain't got the funds. But I didn't say it in those words. And he picked up and he invited me to come to his clinic. And when he was finished with me and I returned to see my lawyer and to explain what had taken place, he said, you know the thousands of dollars that Dr. Dwayne Sands afforded you by providing you in his most sophisticated clinic the health benefits. Well, National Health Insurance, Desmond Bannister, running for the F&M, no longer a parliamentarian, he would have lost a comprehensive insurance by virtue of no longer being a member of parliament. And those of us who were closely associated in the F&M, we knew his business. And it's important to discuss his business as I defend the PLP's program to introduce National Health Insurance. And by grab, there were many days during the campaign that those of us who are political observers could not find Desmond because Desmond was not feeling well. And he was advised, hold on, Desmond, hold on. It's only a matter of time. And if the F&M would have pulled the election off, you don't have to worry about insurance because immediately you will be given some of the best insurance which can assist you. There is a former F&M member of parliament, a former minister, who confessed to me last June how catastrophic illness had hit him. But he didn't tell me a key thing, that had he not been a parliamentarian and a minister of the government to get that special insurance, he would have been dead. That is the reality. That is why we need national health insurance. And I was so happy when I glimpsed the newspaper and read where Dr. Dwayne Sands has said that an F&M government will not get rid of the national health insurance. So I say all of that to tell you that I know, by virtue of my membership in the Free National Movement and by virtue of my contact with certain elements within the party, that I come to learn that Desmond Bannister was extremely ill. Now my spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, should have now ready a statement issued by the new government of the Bahamas. And we listen to it because there is no shame in sickness. The shame and the disgrace is if there are no social safety net. Because there are many of us, notwithstanding how we look, we ain't got no insurance. But thank God that the news from Dr. Dwayne Sands sounds so sweet and joyous that an F&M government who has consistently opposed it will not abandon national health insurance. My spiritual advisor, do you have a statement from the new Negro government led by the new Negro Prime Minister?
Why are you using that term?
Are you a Negro? Focus on the statement and stop being distracted.
I'm being distracted. I'm just...
Read it, please, my spiritual advisor.
Statement on the Honorable Desmond Bannister. I'm sorry. The Cabinet Office understands that there are a number of stories circulating on social media regarding the Member of Parliament and Minister Designate for the Ministry of Works, the Honorable Desmond Bannister. The Cabinet Office wishes to inform the general public that Mr. Bannister had an audience with the Prime Minister on Sunday, the 14th of May, 2017, at which time he accepted the appointment of Minister of Works. Mr. Bannister indicated at that time that he had some prearranged commitments outside the Bahamas and requested to be sworn in at a later date. He assured the Prime Minister that he would be returning to the Bahamas during this week and is expected to be sworn in at the earliest opportunity. This is dated the 16th of May 2017, coming from the Cabinet Office.
When politicians do not truly reveal the status of their health, there they open a discussion which may be truthful or untruthful. And that is why in many advanced and progressive society and nations, the leadership do tell the people them what is their medical status. That is what they do. Here in the Bahamas, our political leaders, many of them, they have prostate problem. And I am not a doctor, but I have anecdotal evidence because I've discovered that most of our citizens who have prostate problem, my spiritual advisor, it may very well be because of the following reasons.
You seem to be suggesting, Mr. Moncur.
Oh no!
Well, I'm not finished.
I have never. Don't put words in my mouth, because you would recall, my spiritual advisor.
Can I make the point?
I can let you make it now. When we work on another place, and they were talking about national health insurance, I say I need it for my prostate, because although I didn't believe that I have prostate problem, because there were certain sins I was not committing. I am a Negro who is superstitious. Okay? So I'm not suggesting that Desmond has prostate problem.
No, that
I'm not doing that.
I wasn't saying that either.
Okay then, my spiritual advisor.
But,
Go ahead
and
straighten it.
Yeah, you seem to be...
Because prostate problem is a major problem.
Well, it's common.
And I believe
it's common
that in the Bahamas, we can reduce it by 85% if our men would stop giving sweetheart.
That's not scientific. I think that's...
I said I believe.
Okay, so that's your...
Am I not entitled to that?
Well, yeah, that's your opinion.
But I'm testing it.
But it's not scientific, though.
I'm testing it.
So we can't spread that around.
I said I believe.
Okay.
I'm no doctor.
Right.
And I'm testing me.
That's your...
Because I don't keep sweetheart.
All right.
On the day I develop prostate problems, then I know that the anecdotal evidence is wrong.
Okay.
All right?
Fair enough.
But all the men in my family who have prostate problem, they keep sweetheart.
Really?
Yeah.
Our first Prime Minister.
How dare you do that?
Well... You see what I'm saying, right? You see where you're going? Anyhow,
my spiritual advisor, who did I use as an example? Tell me.
You use yourself.
I said in my family.
Okay.
Now you asked me about the man in my family.
Okay, no problem.
All right.
But I don't know if you can conclude that the sickness was not revealed to anyone in the present administration. People may have known about it.
Well,
people may not have known about it.
I have a suggestion for the FNM.
But, you seem to suggest that nobody knew about it, which I
listen to what I am saying. Politicians who nominate, one of the conditions that ought to be established, that we know that the politician is in good condition. Mental and physical condition.
Okay.
Because the law makes provision where they have to declare that they are financially solvent.
So where are you headed with this discussion?
I think, in view of the fact that there is an element in the FNM who oppose the national health insurance, I am saying to them, forward march with national health insurance. Because we are seeing that here is a well-off attorney, Desmond Bannister, a well-off attorney, a well-off former minister. And we know what had been said. And there's nothing wrong. All I'm saying that we have to establish the safety net for the protection of all of our people then, and particularly in a society where we are plagued with prostate problems. I'm no doctor, I ain't giving nobody no medical advice, but I believe that most of the prostate problems in the Bahamas is due to sweethearting. That is scientific. That's only my belief. And I'm testing myself because I don't keep sweethearts.
I know one thing for sure. You're scaring a lot of men. I can tell
Well,
that
tell them to go home and have sex.
You're scaring a lot of men.
My spiritual advisor, be ye not afraid.
I'm not afraid.
Be ye not afraid.
I'm not in the sweetheart business, okay? So that wouldn't apply to me. But your doctor, Dwayne Sands, I remember you having him on one of your shows before. And I don't think he directly has a problem with NHI. I think the only problem is how is it going to be funded?
But by crap, he got it.
I think that's the major situation for NHI. There's some things about it, like he says, has to be ironed out. And hopefully this administration would do that, in my opinion.
Medical conditions perhaps can be reduced by eating properly, by Dr. Menace quickly bringing in that economic free zone policy where we can buy good food.
Okay.
An encouragement of our people to exercise.
Yeah, but you know.
But I say to you, you can avoid prostate problems. My spiritual advisor.
But you are aware that prostate problems is common among Negro males.
Well,
black men seem to have that issue more than white men.
All I say, that in my family,
so I think it's probably
the men,
the diet.
In my family, they who have prostate problem has been keeping sweetheart. So if tomorrow I develop serious prostate problem, then I would have known that the principle is not applicable 100%.
I know a lot of men who keep sweetheart. I don't see them complaining about their prostate.
That is true.
Unless they're hiding it from me.
There are exceptions to the rule. Stop! Help to reduce prostate. Stop keeping sweetheart and carry all the sex home. But there are exceptions to the rule. All right? There are exceptions to
every rule.
The rule.
Every rule.
This is Freedom March. The government has announced that Desmond Bannister, the intended Minister of Works, is in Miami having certain tests. When we return, I'll take up some more as I focus on the national health insurance and the need for a comprehensive policy to get rid of a lot of the chronic illnesses in our society. And I submit, not being a professional, that sweethearting is leading to prostate problem. This is Freedom March. My spiritual advisor disagree.
I'm battling
but
with that.
I ain't listening to him.
I'm battling
I
with
am
that
60. I'll be right back in a minute. Freedom March. We'll be back after we pay the bills.
Freedom March with Rodney Moncur will be right back after this. Thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Moncur, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live here in Nassau, Bahamas. And I welcome the many, many people here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas and around the world who is joining us either on cable channel 224, BTC Flow 112, and or watching us as we stream live on ILTVstudios.com Facebook, which I'm sharing to my Facebook, Rodney Moncur. My spiritual advisor, Bradley Roll, is here.
Senator.
Bradley, how are you?
I'm doing great.
I want to make it clear to you, Brother Roll, that I am not a medical doctor, nor am I a professional. So the opinion expressed here are not designed to influence anyone. So I ain't no doctor. And if your prostate is hurting you, you better go see the doctor. Don't listen to me. All right? Because I ain't no doctor. And I ain't playing doctor. I play many things. I play journalism. Candia don't like that. I play talk show. Warren McCartney don't like that. I don't play doctor. I ain't no doctor. So I'm only expressing anecdotal information. That is what I'm doing, my spiritual advisor. And that's why I don't worry about my prostate.
You're scaring a lot of people.
I don't worry about my prostate. I told Dr. Dwayne Sands, who's a scientist, I said, listen, I hear what you say. Use the doctor and the scientist. But I'm going to tell you that I don't keep sweetheart, so my prostate should be fine. And I wasn't listening to him. But that's only anecdotal pieces of information as I argue the importance of national health insurance to help with these social problems. Because I'm tired. When mama them got cancer, when this one got cancer, you got to do cookout and all kind of nonsense. But with national health insurance,
would alleviate all of that.
It should.
Okay.
And that is my hope, and that is my desire.
Hopefully, national insurance should be here to stay. Hopefully.
National health insurance. Didn't Dr. Dwayne Sands say the FNM ain't getting rid of it?
Well.
That's my understanding.
We're going to look at it. I know that for sure.
Look!
Yeah, there's some
Let
things.
me warn Dr. Dwayne Sands and the FNM. Do not undermine these social policies which is designed to alleviate the problems that our people are challenged with because of their inability to afford proper health insurance. So don't do that, Dr. Dwayne Sands, because you are my doctor and I don't want to have to curse you out. So I thought we should deal with that.
Absolutely.
Is there anything else you want to talk about before I leave prostate and chronic?
Well, I was thinking you were going to deal with the number one story that surfaced first thing this morning.
Well,
in the Tribune and the Guardian.
Well, what is that story?
That the former Prime Minister and former leader of the Progressive Liberal Party, the Right Honorable Perry Gladstone Christie, has resigned from frontline politics, and he's also resigned from the leadership of the Progressive Liberal Party. I thought maybe you were going to address that, because that is, in fact, a major milestone here in the Bahamas.
Well, my spiritual advisor,
he's quit after 43 years.
We shall deal with that at some point.
Okay.
But my priority right now is looking at the new cabinet. It's important because there's something that I would like for the FNM to do. I want every cabinet minister to take a drug test. I'd like to see if any have any narcotics in their blood, because I'm 60 and there used to be a minister who was on drugs. I'm not going to tell you which government, but he was on drugs. And I was shocked one day, because I have difficulty. I only can tell if you're drunk. Why? Dad, my father, he used to be drunk. So I can tell a drunken man from a distance. But it's difficult to tell. And one day, I had an F&M general with me, and we went a certain place. And he said, you see that minister over there? He's on coke, you know. So I said, what you mean he's on coke? Because for a second, I thought he meant coke soda. And he said, look at him, Moncur. Can't you see he's not? All right? So,
He's not what? Normal? He's not.
that's what he said to me. And I've discovered that notwithstanding that F&M general likes to curse me out, he is good. He's like a sniff dog. You hear me? He's like a sniff dog. If he looks at you, he can tell if you are sniffing cocaine, taking crack rock, or smoking grass. And every time I needed to determine who was on drugs, I'd pick him up. I said, let's go for a ride. I ride around. I said, what about that one? He said, no, he crazy. He ain't on nothing. I said, what about him? So, I want a government where the ministers can demonstrate to the young people that they are committed to saying no to dope.
But isn't that a part of the vetting process?
What vetting process?
But before they become ministers, before they're chosen, I guess that's one of the things.
No!
They don't check these ministers out to make sure they're not.
No!
Don't have any bad habits.
No! The last minister I can recall who told the country that he's prepared to take a drug test anytime. And I believe they found Collect Bear. But I'm not going to call his name.
Well, Collect Bear is not drugs.
I said they found Collect.
Okay.
Okay? So, I want to love. I'm 60, you know. Live in the Bahamas. Right here. I want every parliamentarian, PLP, and F&M, every cabinet minister to tell me, Dr. Dwayne Sands, I call upon you to invite every member of the House of Assembly and the Honorable Senate to submit to dope tests. Because I want to know what kind of dope some of these politicians are on. Because they have to set an example. They have to accept an example. And I'm prepared to take a drug test with them. I'm prepared to do it. Okay? I want a drug test because there is a former minister who used to be Stone. Stone! S-T-O-N-E! Stone!
This is what the cabinet looks like now.
All right? You heard me tell you? Take that picture of me for I'm sincere. Okay? You hear me? Stone! Because those who will lead me in the parliament must be drug-free. And they must say no to drugs. And no is easy to spell.
Okay, now you begin to thread thin ice now.
What is the thin ice?
Yeah, you begin, you're starting to question some things, so.
I'm a citizen.
I think you should back up.
I would want Her Majesty's loyal opposition to submit to a drug test. I want the Queen's government to submit to a drug test because I'm prepared to petition our blessed ex-Queen, Her Majesty. I'm prepared. And to say to Her Majesty, as Your Majesty, God save the Queen, I petition you, Your Majesty, from the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, in your parliament, I need to know that the members of parliament and the honorable senators are drug-free, Your Majesty, because I'm 60 and I have a friend, Your Majesty, who could spot a person who has been free-basing or sniffing the cocaine. He's that good. He's a great Negro male. I've never seen it. In fact, I am shocked. I took him to a law firm where I introduced him to one of the leading Conky Joe lawyer. And I was embarrassed. When the Conky Joe lawyer went into the office, he said, you know, he on did something, eh? And I said, what you mean? And by God, a forensic investigation. I was so embarrassed. All right? And I said to him, no man, This is a Conky Joe man. He can't be on no drugs. He said, listen to me. He's on drugs. And I was never so shocked. So I want a government, a parliament, and I couldn't give 2 pence who's upset because I am demanding integrity, my spiritual advisor. Having said it, you're the man of God. Am I wrong?
Yeah, I think you raise a valid point. You know,
Go ahead, my spiritual
I'm
advisor.
sure that's something the government always consider, that their cabinet ministers must always be, you know, sober-minded in everything that they do, especially when they in the House of Parliament. You raise a valid issue. I don't think that drugs should be a concern for this administration.
Well, I'm prepared to be liberal.
Yeah, I don't think
I'll be liberal.
that's not a concern.
I'll be liberal. Okay? You're only allowed to have stitchy in your blood. Or a little wine. Maybe collect. I don't know. But it can't be grass. No herbs. No kushumping. Right? No kushumping. I say stop it. No coke. They are illegal. All right? They're illegal. And I want it to stop. I want all the parliamentarians to declare that they solemnly confirm that they are drug free. Free. And that's what I demand. Because it's not a good thing. All right? It's not a good thing. To my F&M brother, I shall be picking you up so we can ride and look at the 39 members. Because he's good. Man, he can spot you if you're on coke. I'd be so happy. I say, how do I look? He said, you ain't on coke. I said, what else I'm not on? Okay? It's powerful. So my spiritual advisor, do you support it?
Yeah, 100% I do.
And if we find any parliamentarians on drugs,
Which I doubt.
we can send them for rehabilitation. How that sound, my spiritual advisor?
That's the way to go.
This is powerful.
That's the way to go.
This is powerful. Well, I want to take my people to the great constituency of Nassau Village, where we're hearing reports, my spiritual advisor, that the F&M successful candidate, DeWitt, Halston Moultrie, some Negroes are speculating that he will be elected as the president of the Senate. Other Negroes are suggesting that the new member of parliament for Golden Heights, Minister Warren Miller, may get it. And that the pastor in Freeport, what's his name?
That's McAlpine, Frederick McAlpine.
Frederick McAlpine might be the deputy speaker.
You said president of the Senate, though.
I said president of the Senate?
Yes.
Correct me, man. You know, you
sounds confused just now.
Come now.
You said president of the Senate.
No.
I just couldn't understand. You're talking about Speaker of the House.
Speaker, correct me, man.
Right, Speaker of the House.
Yes, Halston Moultrie. It is being suggested
Oh, that Halston Moultrie would be Speaker of the
that
House?
he would be speaker.
Oh, okay.
Please correct me when you see me off course.
Okay.
And some Negroes say it would be Minister Warren Miller.
Oh, okay.
Now, Halston Moultrie, if he should become speaker, he will suffer the same political penalty that the deputy speaker, Dion Smith. The people in Nassau Village need contracts. They need graveyard to clean up. They need contracts. And if Halston Moultrie isn't given a substantive ministry, how he can help the people there? Because yesterday, Minister Warren Miller, generals, have come to complain. They're complaining.
Oh, really?
Of course. I'm an F for them, you know. Don't mind I support ministers. I'm an F for them. And I said to them, listen, Warren is my friend. I don't wish to undermine him because I believe that Warren Miller is a saved man. He's a saved man. But they are upset because they are hearing that Vaughan will become
Speaker
Speaker.
of the House. Okay.
And therefore will not be able to give them contracts. And they claim they fought hard for the victory and they need contracts. They asked me what I thought. I said, yes, I think you all need contracts. But don't put the pressure on Vaughan. Put it on Dr. Minnis. Okay?
Yeah, the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
He appoints the cabinet.
Well, I only say don't put it on Vaughan Miller because he used to march with me. A very good ally, very supportive as we march against the murders taking place in the country. So Halston Moultrie is in trouble. Papa them. Don't mind Papa blame. Philip Ray Davis, the incoming leader of the PLP, notwithstanding that Papa was blind, Brad Davis gave him all kind of contract.
Which was good.
I'm not opposed to it.
Yeah, it was good.
And Papa need more contract.
Wow.
Him and Bannister.
Yeah, because Papa has to survive, you know.
All right?
Absolutely.
So,
I agree with that.
Alston is in trouble. But I will not expose him yet because I'm not sure about something about him. But as the time progresses, I may have to look and spot the light on Halston DeWitt Moultrie. He's a very educated Negro male, he's very competent, and certainly as Speaker, he will not be able to give any little contract. And you know, this is the people's damn time. What time is it, my spiritual advisor?
It's the people's time.
What time is it?
It's the people's time.
What time is it?
It's the people's time, Senator.
People damn, it's their time. All right? They said the PLP had all the juice and the gravy. Now the FNM is getting ready to juice up the treasury. Can
Okay.
you imagine them juicing the treasury?
Some money is going to the Treasury?
Well, Sidney Colley, with his politically dishonest self, is now admitting that the VAT money at all material time was in the public treasury.
Really?
Of course. These people are not saved people.
But you know,
They're not Christian.
you know what is interesting,
All right?
Mr. Moncur, now that you mentioned that, I was listening to a talk show called Z Live, hosted by Javago Lang. And he had as his guest the former Prime Minister, the Right Honorable Hubert Alexander Ingram, who did clear the then governing party, the Progressive Liberal Party, of what the public had accused the party of, and that's misappropriating, or, well, stealing the VAT money. Hubert Ingram says the government didn't steal the money.
But Papa knows.
He says the
Papa
government-
told me who the crooks are in the FNM. And he told me who the crooks were in the PLP. And Mr. Ingram told me, Papa, I'm so upset with you. He told me, whatever you think about Perry Gaston Christie, he is honest and he's not corrupt. Papa told me.
Yeah, he declared. He
You
did.
hear me?
He did. He
But
declared the
Papa
government.
sat right there for political expediency and allowed Menace, Denuncio de Aguilar, Jeff Lloyd, Marvin James, and all those other scallywag to lie on Christie and the PLP.
However, he did say that had the government been a bit more upfront with its people and get them to understand that when they did introduce the VAT, that rather than the money going directly, or the money is going directly to reduce the deficit, the VAT money was used instead to sustain the government. So,
Papa,
you know, I guess
Papa
you
is
gotta pick your poison on that one.
intellectually, Papa, forgive me, dishonest.
Well, that's why all of the funds.
Papa knows that the Constitution of the Bahamas is clear. Monies collected by the Bahamas government goes into what they
A
call,
consolidated fund.
what do they call it?
A consolidated fund.
And Papa knows that in order to rob $2 billion,
Yeah.
everybody in the country has to be a part of that.
Yeah, it's a
So
serious
Papa
thing.
knows it. Minnis knew it. Sidney Colley knows it. We have not the treasury of the Bahamas has not been efficiently and successfully robbed since Warren McCartney daddy
No, don't do that.
and them
No, don't.
robbed the treasury
Senator.
of $16 million.
Wow.
You hear me?
Wow.
And you know I'm
What-
speaking
what-
the truth, my spiritual
what-
advisor.
Why are you doing
because
that, though?
you sold
You know
ice
what?
cream for
No,
them.
you know something? I back off from that.
You back off from selling ice cream?
No, I'm not gonna.
You're not gonna comment?
I have nothing to do. Yeah.
Don't
yeah.
comment.
If you won't get sued,
Because-
that's your business.
Liquidon maman, c'est pas possible pour lui pour faire ça. Les papas li volé en pile l'argent dans treasury là, malé dans cote là. OK? Malé. So gardez pour moi parce que moi c'est grand monde garçon. I just told my spiritual advisor who worked. My spiritual advisor worked
For an honest man.
for a man
An honest man.
who sold ice cream.
An honest man.
And I was able to trace the ice cream straight to the public
Wow.
treasury.
Wow.
All right? The next
Wow.
time that the treasury was robbed was when Sean Isaac and some other guys, they were charged. And the police did an inefficient investigation. I'm still suspicious of the police. And Dame Joan Sawyer, who has all this talk, she acquitted them. All the jury acquitted them. And she told the police, since y'all can't prove that the millions come from the public treasury, she ordered the police to give them the money.
Back.
It was one of the greatest heists. You know what it is to rob the treasury? And the police can't prove it's the government money? And the jury, on the instruction of the judge, acquitted the man, and the judge say, give them the money. That is true. I'm 60. There's no need for me to lie. I am 60. And there's no need to lie, my spiritual advisor. And as I do not lie, you will recall that you work in the ice cream parlor that the man owned. My spiritual advisor, there's no sin on you. There's no sin because you didn't know
Ah, boy.
that the money came
You're something
from the
else.
public treasury.
You're something else. You know
I'm
that?
something else. I speak truth to my people, the Negro people. I speak truth, my spiritual advisor, to the Negro people. Did you ever sell ice cream?
That's really unfair.
Did you ever sell ice cream for the man?
Of course I did.
Well, where the heck you think all that millions of
But
dollars of ice
can't
cream
do
come
that.
from? I can do it.
You don't have the scientific nor the forensic
I'm
evidence
listening to you.
to prove that.
I am 60.
Yeah, but you can't prove that, Senator.
Listen, I need not. I have my shovel and my axe and a wheelbarrow. And I believe one day the Spirit will lead me to where the balance of the money may possibly be hidden. My name is Rodney Moncur. I'm a justice of the peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. There is a new and glorious day. We have the people's government. And all I ask is simple things. I want everybody in the Parliament of the Bahamas to take a drug test. I want to see if collect beer in their blood. I want to see if alcohol. And what kind of island rum. No drugs. Because I lived long enough to know that we had a minister, a man minister, who was hot on capital DRUGS. This is Freedom March. We need a government and an opposition who is committed to the rule of law, who will set a godly example for the young people. Young people, after all, it is the people's time. What time is it?
It's the people's time.
What time is it?
It's the people's time.
Say it with conviction, man. What time is
You're
it?
saying it correctly too. It's the people's time,
It
Mr.
is the
Moncur.
people's time.
Yeah, we will see.
People, time. Pep moyen. This is Freedom March. I shall return. And when I come back, there are more things on my mind. I want a government free of drugs. And I do not accuse anybody of being on drugs, you know. But I'm 60. And we need sober heads to prevail and to lead us. This is Freedom March. I shall return in a few minutes.
Freedom March with Rodney Moncur will be right back after this. This is Freedom March with Rodney Moncur.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live on ILTV. You can join me on iltvstudio.com. That is the Facebook page. And I'm sharing it to my Facebook page, Rodney Moncur. Now, there are some gangsters who has set up fictitious Facebook page. But you should be able to identify my Facebook page because I happen to be in the company of 3 great police officers. So join us on Facebook, where we are streaming live. In the course of the break, I have received intelligence that 2 Negro journalists, should I call them a journalist?
Talk show.
Talk show host.
Yeah.
2 Negro talk show hosts working for the state radio. Adrian Francis and Andrew Burrows. We are being told that the FNM has or is about to chop their heads off politically. And we know how it works. Adrian Francis was pro-Christie and pro-PLP. And Andrew Burrows was also pro-Christie and pro-PLP. And then you're dealing with Negroes. You're dealing with Negro leadership. And this is how the game is played. To the victor goes all the spoil. And you have to recognize that. If you go against these political parties and their leaders, you have to recognize that Delia right out. I've known it, having been a political activist for the last 43 years. And I have developed a defense mechanism. What is my defense mechanism? I don't want nothing. Keep your contract. Keep everything you got. I don't want none. So they can't spite me. And then I have Dr. Dwayne Sands. If they decide they ain't gonna give me no social medicine, I know Dwayne Sands, he'll sneak it through the back door and give it to me. So ain't nothing they can do with me. All right? And I can live on little. Watch me. They burned down my house May 8th, 2013. Well, I had another little extra house. I was working on that. And then the rain came and the water started coming to the roof. So my wife said to me, listen, plenty water. I said, honey, get the number 3 tap and put it in the front room. We'll catch the water. I catch the water and made off in it. When it became unbearable, I said, honey, you better let's move in the office and leave the rest of the family until. Then I became a senator. And I said, wait a minute, I asking urban renewal for nothing. Because notwithstanding that these no good Negroes know that I'm a poor man, they were going to argue that I was using political office for personal benefit. So I ain't going for it. And so that is what you got to learn. This is a rough game. And these are Negroes. These are the sons and daughters of slaves. They have not been educated in what a democracy means. These are tribalists. To the victor goes the spoil. And then they get their cutlass. And they chop you up. But they meet a Negro who ain't want nothing. I just like Papa. When Papa took over the FNM, he told them he didn't want anything. And the next thing we know, Papa ended up with everything. Everything. Unlike Papa, I'm content of being a poor man. So, I call on Dr. Menace. Since you don't know who voted FNM, there are many PLPs who may have voted FNM. That's how the FNM win. Do you really need to fire Adrian Francis? Do you need to fire Andrew Burrows? Or do you need a sacrificial lamb? Well, I don't know. My spiritual advisor.
But there's no confirmation on that, so.
Listen to me. The Negro I spoke to.
Yeah. Is the source reliable?
This is a Holy Ghost source.
Well, you better let's do some research before you spill that across the.
Well, I have
TV
said
screen.
it, and I call on Dr. Minnis not to politically terminate them. But if they must be sacrificed,
It cannot be so.
then may their blood, their political blood, nurture the tree of rebellions, of insurrection, of marching, of demonstration, and may their political sacrifice be a sign that it is time that we take to the street and hold the F&M accountable. After all, it is the people's damn time.
Absolutely. And don't forget now that the Prime Minister has said in his speech that there would be no, during his victory speech actually, at the carnival site, he said that there would be no victimization.
Was it the Prime Minister who said that?
Yes, he said that.
When did he say it?
He said that during his victory speech, there would be no
What date
need.
was that?
May 10th. On
When
the
was
9th.
he sworn in?
The 11th.
He was not Prime Minister.
Well, he's Prime Minister elect.
Listen to me, he was not Prime Minister.
Okay. You're right. You're
So
right.
an African
You're right.
leader.
You're right.
Having fun would have said
Oh,
that.
come on. I mean,
Listen to me.
word is born. I can't
Put
see
this on
some.
BAIC.
Yeah, but the man said it.
Was he Prime Minister?
He said it.
Was he the Prime Minister?
he was not.
It's amazing, hey.
What's amazing?
I don't know what you meant
You
to
see where you're
suggest
going
it
with
for.
this, though?
I'm trying to show you something.
But he said that there
I'm
would
trying
be.
to show you something.
Okay, what are you trying to show me?
Let us hear what he says in the speech from the throne when the next Parliament convenes. And Her Excellency Dame Margaret reads the speech from the throne setting out the F&M policy. What you heard was a political address on the night of victory.
okay.
What counts, my spiritual
It's
advisor,
a speech from the throne.
is from the 11th
Okay.
going forward.
Okay.
And fundamentally, my Negro people, we will know if Menace is into victimization and international unity by the policy statement that his government will invite Her Excellency Dame Margaret Pinley, the Governor General of the Commonwealth of the Bahamas, to read, "Know your system of government."
Okay, I agree
All right?
with you. No problem.
I'm 60
Okay.
now, and I don't want them to know that I'm smart, because every time they discover that I'm smart, they suppress me. So I don't want them to know it. But learn your system. And these slaves on this plantation, the children of the slaves are in charge, and they do not understand our system of government. It's the white man's system in England. All right? And they have not been educated. Listen to me. They have not been educated in the British convention and tradition, because these are the descendants of slaves. That's who they are. You're punch drunk.
Ah, boy, I tell you. Well, anyhow, let's see what happens.
Let us see what has happened.
Well, let's check out those allegations first.
Let us see what will happen as I invite thousands of Bahamians to get new tennis. You need matching tennis, because I'm going to organize a grassroots movement to defend the Constitution of the Bahamas and to ensure that the F&M is held accountable. And we're going to do it in a peaceful and orderly manner. That's how it's done in a democracy. Peaceful protest. That's how it's done. Peaceful protest. So my spiritual advisor, Do you have any other breaking news for me before I move to the other topic?
No.
How is Paul really doing?
He's doing great.
Is he getting contracts yet?
He's doing, well, I don't know that.
Okay.
I wouldn't know that.
You don't know?
Rodney? I have a text here.
Now, before you read
It's
that
coming
text,
from an F&M.
is that F&M saved? It's the same F&M? Read the text.
It says, Bradley, please tell Rodney to stop it. Menace said it again after he was sworn in. All right? He never...
Said what? Menace said it again after
that he would not, the government is not into victimizing. Really, Rodney is too biased. Rodney has become too biased. That's the text. You accept that or what?
Go ahead, read more text.
No, I don't have the house phone, so I wouldn't know.
We don't have the telephone in here?
House phone's not here, no.
Hey, what happened to the WhatsApp phone? Huh?
You're going to invite people to call in from Canada?
What time is it now?
It's after 5.
You're not supposed to tell me that. You were supposed to say, it's the people's time.
Oh, sorry, it's the people's time.
What time is it?
It's the people's time.
But then the people can call me. These are my people, you know. Don't mind how they look. These are my people. I'm a Negro. I am a Negro man. And the Negro people are my people. Tout le monde haïtien.
Phone call.
Ou se pep boyo neg. And aujourd'hui, m'a gen problem ak Frankie Campbell. Parce que, passé a, m'a pensé Frankie Campbell responsable pour ministry, pour immigration ministry. Même, il pas gagné ça. C'est pas possible pour Frankie Campbell, pour Eddie New Yo. Gardez pour ça. Welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Hello? I just told the people there.
Hello, Mr. Moncur.
My dear, how are
Hello?
you? Hello?
Hello.
I can hear you.
Mr. Moncur, we have trouble down in BAIC.
What's going on there?
They got all the CID and the people locked up in the building.
What are the people doing to be locked up?
They have the other people locked up, the workers, my daughter, everybody locked up. They got the CID investigating them. I don't know what's going on.
Well, are these PLPs who are under arrest, or you're not sure of the politics? Because Marvin is here. Tell me what else.
These PLPs.
Really? What sin have y'all committed? What are y'all being accused of? Hello?
They ain't committing nothing. When they take over, a lady came in there and tell us to get out the building. Who even the power come out?
Really? Don't listen to your voice. Speak to me. I'm the justice of the peace now.
Yes, so I let you know, Mr. Minister.
Talk to me.
Mr. Minister is on his job. He is around getting his people.
Don't listen to your voice. Speak to
Ask her
me.
to turn the TV down.
Or turn your TV down. I want to hear what you're saying. Go ahead. Talk to me.
Oh, let me go in another room.
Go in another room quickly. Talk to me as you're going into another room.
Yeah, Mr. Moncur. A lady came in there. They have on Facebook. I don't know what she named.
Okay.
But she came there to tell everybody who is not F&M to pack up and get out of the building. That was yesterday.
Is this a Negro woman who's saying this?
It's a bright color woman. She ain't white, but she bright.
Okay, so this is a light-skinned Negro.
Yes.
And who was she acting on behalf?
She didn't say who.
Okay.
She just came in there and said, if you're not a F&M thing, pack up and get out.
I don't really believe that. You really believe she would say that?
Mr. Moncur, I'm telling you the truth.
Goodness of my sea. I don't think... You sure?
I saw her. I am on the outside of the building now because we went for lunch, and when we came back, they wouldn't let us in. The CID is in there. So everybody who worked for Dion, they are locking up.
Who worked for who?
Dion Smith.
Oh, so Dion Smith has a lot of workers there.
Yeah, he hired a lot of people there.
Okay, and if you and these were jobs before the election or during the election? I'm just trying to get an idea.
But before the election, these people been there before the election.
Like how
but
long?
If you're not a F&M, they're saying, the lady say, pack up and go.
Can't you fool them since all y'all black? Can't you say, well, listen, I'm F&M? They wouldn't be able to tell because all y'all is a bunch of Negroes. No?
Yes, all us is Negroes.
Okay, you take my cell number.
Hold on, let me get the pen.
And at 6:30, you call me. I shall
Okay,
come
Mr.
to the
Moncur, let me
scene.
get it.
I think I have to put on my F&M straight.
Okay, give me a number.
My number is 434-57.
347
No. Listen, 434-57.
57
60.
60.
Let me repeat it one more time. 434-57-60. You have it?
Right. I have that.
You
I have
call
that.
me at 6:30.
Right. All right.
And I shall quickly go and find an F&M shirt to put on. And
Okay,
let's
sir.
hope I can fool them. And I'll come and talk to you. Call me. All right, I'm having fun, but call me.
Okay, I will.
Okay,
Thank you.
You take good care, my sister. I don't know what's go. I have more calls. Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello,
Sir.
Mr. Moncur.
Yes.
How you doing, sir?
Oh, I'm fine, but I'm hearing distressing news and I don't know what to believe.
Boy, I get more for you. My
But-
mother pleaded with me not to tell you this, sir.
You have to tell me.
Yes, sir, I have to tell you. I'm a big inspector at the department. You listening, sir?
I am listening to you.
At the Beach and Parks Authority.
Yes.
Couple months ago, $100,000 was given to two individuals to get a mulch machine. The mulch machine
$100,000.
came up to $20,000, sir.
Yes.
And the two persons who went away, they split the rest. You need me to give you their names?
Not on radio because I don't want subject. See, this is a criminal allegation. And I'm a justice
sir.
of the
and
peace.
it needs to be dealt with, and I know because I have facts. Do you need me to
I
bring
need to-
papers to your desk, sir?
I want you to take my cell number.
I taking it right now. I want them to go to jail because they stink.
Okay,
And they've been
434
thieving gas for long, too.
434 5760.
Say it again, sir.
434 5760.
All right, sir. I need these people to go to jail because they torment the system for too long.
Okay.
They thief too much and they've been thieving gas. I get one of them on camera.
Okay, well, we can talk quietly, okay?
And one of them stationary in a back by the dump. That's where the office is, in a back by the dump.
Okay.
He drives the white
Hold on,
government truck.
hold on a
4
second.
door with the red plate.
Put the Negro male on hold for a second. I want him to listen to me. Now, I'm a justice of the peace. And in this studio, I shall tell you the law. We have to be careful that we do not describe a person either by identifying their names or through innuendos, accusing them of a crime. So what you do, you take my number, and about 6:40, you call me. I shall speak with you privately. Okay? Bring him back on. Okay, I think he would have understood. I don't mind, ladies and gentlemen, receiving information, but we must do it in a skillful way that we do not slander the names and reputations of citizens who have not been charged before a court of law. But as the justice of the peace, you can bring it to me. My assistant, take this phone call from this Negro person because the number is a Negro number, okay? Do I have any more phone calls? Welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Can you hear me? Can you hear me once?
The person.
Okay. Welcome to Freedom March. Can you hear me? Hello? Can the person hear me? Okay, so they're not answering. Est-ce que vous c'est haïtien? Là où relève-moi. Parlez, parlez! Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Hello, how are you?
Hi. How you doing?
I am fine, praise the Lord. How are you?
Man, this is your good buddy, man. This is your good buddy. From John Street, cousin Cooley, cousin.
Okay, cousin Cooley.
Yeah, this
what are
cousin
you-
Cooley cousin.
what are you
Lady
a cousin-
Red and all of them. I'm your cousin. I'm from Forest.
Really?
Yeah,
The
I'm
Forest
from
people.
Forest, Exoma, man.
Well, forest people is my ma people. What's on your mind, cuz?
That's right. I called you to tell you how much I appreciate your show, man.
I thank you for your kindness.
I really love your show, man. I retire now, but I listen to you every day.
I thank you.
If you were to see me, you would know me.
Okay. Well, if you are cousin to God's sister Cooley, God's
Yes, sir.
sister Cooley and my grandmother are first cousin.
That's right. Likewise, my mother. My mother and cousin Cooley is like two first cousins.
Okay, well, you're close family.
Yes, sir.
You must take my cell number, which is 434
Uh-huh.
5760,
Okay.
and call me like about 7:10.
Okay.
I love when family loves me and publicly express their affection. Okay?
I got you.
You take good care. God bless you, and call
Yes.
me anytime. This is powerful. Do I have any more calls? And what time is it? Because what time is it, my spiritual advisor? Because I don't want to run out of time.
522.
It's 5:22. All I got is time.
Absolutely.
What is going on? Marvin James, your daddy, throughout the campaign, he tried to compromise me. He said, I don't like you. Right? I almost got the impression that you and I were school boys. And I'm an older man than you. I was forced to come on radio, now on TV, to say, Marvin, I love you. I will never beat you up. Like I could beat you. Marvin is a younger man, and he is trained in law enforcement. Marvin, what's going on? Is the FNM practicing Gestapoism? If you are going to move workers, you do not identify them by political association. That is contrary to the Constitution of the Bahamas. If a citizen commits a criminal offense or is suspected, you deal with the citizen and you do not ascribe politics to it. Because once you do it, you then begin to practice Nazism, Gestapoism, and greater than all of that, gangsterism. Welcome to Freedom March. Can you hear me? Don't listen to the TV. Hello?
Hello.
How are you, sir? What's on your mind?
How you doing?
I'm fine.
Mr. Moncur.
Sir?
Yeah, I just calling to say, good show. I spoke to you earlier today.
Okay.
I tell you I was contorting into your show.
You did tell me that.
Good show going on there, and I'm glad I caught it.
Well, thank you.
We just got to give the government, just get them some time. Let them put their foot in their mouth some more.
Oh, no.
What's going to happen, you know?
No, we can't do that. We must save the government from choking. I want this government to work, You follow?
I want them to wait too, Mr. Moncur. I want them to wait too. But, like you were saying on an earlier show, I caught a previous show, and you have some of your senior ministers, right, that are not even in a senior post. They just holding the post.
Well, it is the Prime Minister, as First Minister, who decides who he wants in his cabinet. You see my point?
That's correct.
But we have a duty to make sure that the FNM remember its promises.
It's the people's time.
What time is it?
The people's time.
What time is it?
It's the people's time.
Don't you ever forget that.
All right.
Take my cell number quickly because...
I got it. I don't need that. That didn't store on my phone. I hope you got mine. So I'll call you off my phone.
We have to march.
All right.
Because there's a great camp meeting on the Promised Land. And we got to march, my spiritual advisor, to the people's time. Isn't it wonderful?
Absolutely.
It is the people's time. Marvin, I want you to stop it, eh? Because your daddy think I don't like you. Marvin, I love you. I only want you to be a good minister of national security. Reduce the crime, jail the murderers, and hang them, Marvin. This is Freedom March. There is reports that the F&M is on a witch hunt. Witch, hunt, hunt. Stop it! You hear what I tell you?
Do you have something to say to the senator? Call Freedom March at 323-7775. Toll free from anywhere in the Bahamas at 242-300-0045. Freedom March with Rodney Moncur, only on ILTV. This is Freedom March with Rodney Moncur.
Welcome back to Freedom March, broadcasting live from sunny Nassau, Bahamas. My name is Rodney Moncur. I'm a Justice of the Peace here in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas. And praise the Lord, I am joined by biblical scholar extraordinaire and my spiritual advisor here on Freedom March, Bradley Roll. Bradley, welcome to Freedom March again.
Thank you, Mr.
I want
Moncur.
you to know that I'm honored that despite a change in government, you are brave. I'm happy that you are brave and that you continue to join me here.
Well, I'm certainly not Brave Davis, but I'm
on
brave.
Freedom March. You may regret that word. You better be like Brave Davis because he is the positive political force between a governing party with 91% of the vote. Okay? So you should pray for him to be a
Absolutely.
good and efficient
Opposition leader.
opposition leader.
Absolutely.
Before I take calls, I was surprised today when I was at a certain business place and I ran into a Negro male who is a citizen of the Bahamas, but apparently he does business in Atlanta, in the United States of America. And he told me of a Negro female who lives in Atlanta and who is a supporter of Freedom March and myself. So I want to extend a shout out to her, Miss Derica Gibson, living in Atlanta, United States of America. I thank you for the kind words. And I want you to know that I have been told. So I salute you. Listen, please pray for me because I'm wrestling with the forces of evil. People who believe in underhand work, graveyard dirt. They believe in witchcraft. That's what I'm wrestling again. So please pray for me because you would know as a citizen that notwithstanding the education and the profession of many of our politicians, they believe in graveyard dirt, underhand work, obeah, witchcraft. Okay? So pray for me. Having said that, my spiritual advisor, I took a call from a Negro woman who cursed me out. Now I want to warn citizens. I'm a justice of the peace. Be careful what you say to me when you call me on my cell, because the police has the technological capacity to track calls, and I don't want to I don't want to report anyone to the police. So please be careful of what you say. I shall forgive that Negro woman, and I say sister, or should I say daughter, go and sin no more, okay? I don't want to curse you out. Do I have somebody on the cell phone, on the line? Welcome to Freedom March. Hello?
Good afternoon, Mr. Monk. How are you doing?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm fine.
What's on your mind?
a whole lot of issues.
Just quietly and calmly express them.
Okay. With reference to the caller who's called I was saying that the lady came into the office and she was saying that if you're not F&M, you have to leave and all of that.
You're talking about BAIC.
BAIC.
BAIC. Yes, sir.
Oh, BAIC, the Bahamas Agricultural and Industrial Corporation.
Yes,
Okay.
sir.
Please explain.
I live in Nassau Village area.
Okay.
Okay. And everyone in Nassau Village knows that BAIC is full of Nassau Village residents.
Really?
Okay? Yes, sir.
Okay.
Dion Smith went as far as giving out jobs 1 or 2 days before the elections.
Is he chairman?
He went as far as giving out permanent and pensionable letters that was not even approved.
Hold on a second. Now, what position was he holding at BAIC? Just curious.
You don't know?
No, I don't.
Well, listen to me. I'm curious also. But I was offered a job.
Did you
from
take
him.
it?
No, sir. Because I knew it was a political ploy.
All
2
right.
days before the election.
All right. Do you know?
Bohemians aren't fool anymore. So I declined the offer.
Okay.
Okay? So the lady who's calling now saying that someone came into the office, that's a lie, okay?
No.
I have a cousin who's presently working there, and he's a PLP, and that never happened. You understand?
Okay.
Bohemians, they need to stop telling lies.
So,
not because your party or my party didn't win. They need to, people just need to stop over-exaggerating.
Okay, but I want to ask you a little question. You don't have a copy of that letter. You don't know anybody who might have a copy of the letter.
And that's no problem because, like I said, I live in the constituency.
I want you to secure a copy of the letter so that I can see whether or not it is legitimate. Because if he was holding that office, it suggests that he still had certain powers. The Prime Minister just revealed the other day, the former Prime Minister, Perry Christie, I think, or do I have it correctly? You know what I'm going to do? I'm not going to say what Mr. Christie revealed. Let me check my facts tomorrow, and then I will say it. I want to be extremely fair to him. But if he had the statutory powers to hire up to election, then those employments would be legitimate, even though you may argue that it was done out of political expediency. If you understand what I am saying.
I understand everything you're saying.
But another thing I want to find out. But to the best of your knowledge, no one has been removed by the police from BAIC.
No, sir.
So, from your intelligence, the information which I have received, you're saying it's not credible.
It's not true.
Then I shall direct you as a justice of the peace. I'm going to give you my cell number. You want to take it?
Yes, sir. I have it already. 434-5760, right?
At some point, you must call me so that I may have a quiet and private meeting with you so I can get to the bottom of this. Because I don't want the F&M to act contrary to the law. That's one. And two, I don't want nobody to call the show and lie on the F&M.
Please.
Because my credibility is important to me.
And it's not even about the F&M or the PLP. You understand? Like you say, it's your name. You understand?
Yes.
And Mr. Moncur, I have one more thing to say.
Go ahead, sister.
Since the results came out, I've been listening to you. I was listening to your shows before then. Okay? But since the results came out, honestly, Mr. Moncur, like I said, it may not be your party or my party that won, but at some point, we have to get over it, and we have to respect the Bahamians' opinion.
What do you mean? What do you mean when you say we have to respect what the Bahamians do?
Well, from then to now, Mr. Moncur, you have been bashing the F&M government, and I didn't even vote for the F&M, but that is my observation.
Okay.
Okay. the PLP was in power for 5 years, and and I voted for them during the previous election before this one, okay? And I wasn't satisfied with their performance, so I did not vote this time.
What did you do? Did you go on the beach?
No, I didn't go on the beach. I stayed home.
You stayed home?
Yes.
Okay, well, I didn't vote either. I went to the beach. But I want to
I
want to point out something to you, though. I accept that the majority of the Bahamian people did elect the FNM. That does not mean that I should be quiet.
I'm not saying you must be quiet.
I have to bash them.
Not as an actress. I don't expect for you to be quiet.
Yeah, I have to bash them.
However, I expect for you to give the FNM time to get in there and do what they promised the Bahamian people.
Take it from me, the cabinet met today, and I didn't go to the Churchill building to tell them don't go in. All I did was to look at what the FNM promised the inner city. And I'm trying to hold them accountable because Dr. Menace has made a first mistake, which gives us an idea of his mental makeup when he produced the foreign investor at Government House.
Every day you talk about the soccer situation.
I have to talk because as an FNM, see, I'm a member of the FNM. I didn't support the party. And at some point when my dues run out, I may not renew it. But I was always...
If you're an FNM and you didn't support the party, then clearly you're not an FNM.
Okay, well, I hear what you say, but the point that I want to make is, I am concerned when foreigners, you hear me? Because I had called on Mr. Christie, long time, to get rid, what the name of that white man with the long hair in Life at Gate?
Peter Nygaard.
I told Christie then, get rid of Peter Nygaard. What the other man who's like a pig? His name is like a pig.
Louis
Bacon. I say, get rid of Bacon. I tired of them. I tired of these foreigners rowing in Nassau. Let them go to America to row. Nobody listen to me. Now we can have a new row where they can row about soccer. I want soccer to go home.
Mr. Moncur, so far, only you one making noise about soccer.
Because only me one know what the deal is.
But Mr. Moncur, as far as the Bahamian people is concerned, the deal was sealed.
Which deal?
With Bama. Okay?
And what do you mean by that?
The court, with the issue with the court.
Right, but it's only now that the FNM is admitting. We have a whole QC in the FNM. Carl Battle knew it was the court, but he sat there and he aided and abetted the FNM in a political lie. And I have to speak truth to power. Because ain't nothing to Carl Battle. Carl Battle wouldn't give my sister child her land.
Well, that one song.
That is very, politics is always personal.
But for me,
and I judge him by that character. He's no good. And Carl Battle, I don't care what Attorney General you is. You can give my sister, daughter, everything she was left. You hear me?
Now you're bringing up old story.
How you been bringing up old story? My sister, daughter, and Carl is wrong.
The lady.
But he know good self. God forgive me.
You just said the lady called your phone, cursing you out.
Yes, but she cursed me real
You wish to warn everyone that you are justice of the peace.
She cursed me real
curse. The same should apply when it comes to you and Mr. Carl Battle.
Listen to me. I wrote Carl Battle and point out to him the law. Carl is a QC. Christie made him a QC in 2015. And I said, Carl, you know you ain't practicing the law. Don't mind my sister black. You see, if you meet my sister, she black. And when Carl saw her, he thought she didn't have me until I show up. And I said, Carl, what you doing to my sister? I'm a child. I don't play. You hear me? Carl should not be Attorney General because he can now hide behind executive power. But I'm prepared to pick up my placard and march around the Attorney General office. Because I ain't scared of Carl. Take good care, sister. You're a good woman. Carl is nothing but a picky teeth Moncur. He's nothing but a frying pan with plenty black collie at the bottom of the frying pan.
That's not called for. You need to pull back on that, Mr. Moncur.
You wait till Carl
Yeah, but
do something to your sister child.
Carl Bell's...
My sister child. Anybody on the phone? Welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Hello? Okay. Hello? Hello, Freedom March. Derica Gibson in Atlanta. See the problem I face with these Negroes? Welcome to Freedom March. Hello? Goodness of my sake. Find me another Negro citizen. Welcome.
Hello?
Hello?
That ain't me.
What? No? Listen, don't listen to my echo. All right? Just talk to me.
Hello?
Hello? Speak
Hello?
to me. Hello for the 50th time. Talk to me.
Mommy, I can't hear them.
Goodness, tell your ma come to the phone if you can't hear me. Goodness have mercy. What wrong with these children them? Huh? What wrong with the children them? Give me...
Hello?
Hello, this is the mother?
Hello?
Hello? Goodness.
Hello?
Hello? Listen, tell your mother come to the phone.
Hello? Miss Senator Moncur.
Stop, Mom! Jesus have mercy.
Hello?
Hello! Speak to me!
Senator Moncur, how are you?
I am fine. What's on your mind?
Senator Moncur, don't mind the people that I'm calling and talking foolishness. I work to BAIC, and that is happening, sir. I was hired a week before election. A week before election, I was hired, and I was hired with the proper papers from Dion Smith. And that is happening. The lady came to us from last week and tell us that we're not F&M, we have to leave.
Well, you take my number. I shall investigate that. Take my cell number.
And another thing, Senator, you're doing a great job.
I thank you.
You're letting us know where we came from.
Oh, yeah.
You're letting us know where we came from. And my mother was just telling us a while ago, we must not forget what the Burma Road riot was all about, because we're heading in that direction, sir.
Well, let me tell you about the Burma Road riot in 1942. The song we sang was Going Down Burma Road. Going down Burma Road, we gonna lick you in ya. We gonna lick you in ya.
No, it says I'm not going to lick anybody.
Yes, so anyway, sir, you enjoy the rest of the day, and you're doing a wonderful job. Keep up the good work, and we love you, we love you, we love you. You take care.
I thank you. And if my party was to fire you, you let me know.
Yes, I will.
And I shall march on my party.
Yes, sir.
All right.
Okay.
This is powerful. My spiritual advisor, I'm getting all kind of
Conflicting reports, so that's why it's important.
Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello?
Hello, my dear.
Mr. Moncur?
Ma'am.
Yes. Listen, you will not be silenced by them.
Oh, no!
You will not be silenced by them.
Listen to me.
Let them not dictate to you.
There will be no dictation to me.
None whatsoever.
They can put dictation on others, but
you,
my ground...
You freedom march and you speaking up for the people.
For the people's them.
For the people them, you speaking up for us.
Yes, indeed.
You will not be silenced by them.
I shall not. And when I
and
call...
don't be afraid of their faces.
And when I call on you all to march...
We will march with you.
Because I am the leader of the woman's
them.
People them. Of the people them.
And the woman them.
And the woman them.
Yes.
I ain't scared.
I ain't scared either.
You're a good woman.
They're pickety, Montobi.
They're nothing but...
They're frying pan.
Amen, sister. You're powerful. Take it care. And
yes.
Get ready, because they're going to be a great march. Do I have more calls? Welcome to Freedom March.
Senator Moncur.
God save the Queen.
How are you, sir?
I am fine. How are you?
I'm doing wonderful, Senator.
What is on your mind, comrade?
I will tell you what's on my mind, the good Senator. Senator.
Yes?
Leading up to election, you think governments should be signing off on contracts, hiring, cutting deals weeks before election? Is that right, Senator Moncur?
Well,
you are an honorable man. I want you to answer me honorably.
I shall answer you honorably. Let us look at the law. If the law makes provision There's been all kind of debate of passing legislation to prevent it. Pinling did it. 25 years later, Hubert Alexander Ingram, he did it.
Does it make it right, though?
Hold on a second. The law makes it right. I am a creature of the law. And so if you have a problem, then you would have to amend the law. But if you were able to show me that signing was taking place without due process of the law, without statutory provision, then it is wrong.
Senator, I also believe that you have a duty as a former senator in the Commonwealth of the Bahamas to bring this country together through a healing process.
I am trying to heal the people now.
No, Senator Moncur, you're agitating, Senator. I'm watching you live.
But we have to agitate because one of the key...
You're cussing out the Attorney General who was more qualified than the last one we had.
Listen.
He's a decent, honorable man.
Listen. You really want me to answer that?
Yes, sir.
Every time I see him, I see her. God save the Queen. Take it care. Every time I see him, I see her. Yeah. The man said I'm agitating my spiritual
You have more
life.
phone calls?
Send the people to me. These are my people. Do I have more people? My people, what is on your mind?
Hey, Moncur.
Sir.
Stay strong, buddy. Doing a good job.
I thank you.
Yeah, man. What you doing? See, a lot of people calling. They don't like you, man. They party in power now, so they don't want the truth, you know.
They don't want the truth.
They don't want the truth, buddy.
And there's a biblical principle. The truth shall set you free.
You saying some true things, man. Stay strong, man. I just call you to tell you you're doing a good job, man.
I thank you, and I want you to get ready because I'm going to organize a people's movement to protect the people there.
I'm ready, and the whole country got to get ready for these people, man. Because what they promised, we know they can't fulfill, man.
I only ask one thing from you, that we will do it peacefully and lawfully. How it sound?
Yeah, you sound good. You sound good. You're right, Moncur.
I thank you very much. God save the Queen.
Moncur, they buy a lot of votes in Abago, Moncur.
I know.
They buy plenty of votes.
I know. We can discuss it, okay? You take it care.
Yeah, there's a lot of things, you know. I can talk to you. Next day I can call you with some information.
You got my cell number, right? 434-5760. And I need, when you contact me, let us meet. Because Marvin is now in charge of the National Intelligence Agency, the same spy group that they condemned the PLP for introducing. So you call me, then we can leave the cell phone in the car and we'll talk secret. Because...
Only one day, like Moncur.
Huh?
Only one day, that's about it. We all know the stock is cabinet, man. This ain't nothing to do with medicine.
That is true.
Weak. He's still weak.
Yeah.
He's talking, but he's still weak.
He's still weak. Months. Anyway, call me tomorrow. We can talk more about Sarkis. Okay? Right. Do I have another caller? Welcome to Freedom March.
Hello.
Hello. Raise your voice. I love your voice, but raise it a little.
Thank you.
Yes,
Mr.
what's
Moncur.
talking? Yes, my dear.
Listen, I don't ever want you to ever think for 1 second that the people who aren't listening to you that aren't going to encourage you to continue speaking truth.
I thank you.
Okay? Yes, the election is over and done with, but you have people calling in. Obviously, they have voted for the FNL. If it was the other way, the same thing would have transpired.
Of course.
Okay? Just let's wait to see what they're going to find out about the PLP, whether there was so much corruption, a lot of things that's been happening. I'm sorry to hear, but the people at BAIC.
I shall investigate that.
If that is true.
Yes.
However, if it is true, I think they should have waited a few weeks before they decide to go and ransack the place like drugs was in the place.
Wow.
You know, but we shall see. But I just want to encourage you.
I thank you very, very much.
And keep it up. Speak truth.
This is politics. We shall do that.
Well, let's just see what's going to happen in the next few months to come.
Okay. I thank you very much.
Thank you.
This is powerful. Do I have any more call? Because I only got my spiritual advisor. I've been talking. We got 2 more minutes. Start talking.
Well, Mr. Moncur, what I've been hearing over the last few minutes makes you wonder. But of course, we're going to have to wait and give the government chance to, to move expeditiously with its plans for the Bahamas. I'm hoping that whatever happens, it happens for the better of the people, because it is the people's time. It's well, I'll just leave it at that. Let's wait and see.
Well, tomorrow, I call on the FNM. These are poor black people. These are Negroes. They needed the job. However they got the job, they needed it. And it is the people's time. So if Dion Smith provided job, I ask Ministers to look at these people. They look just like you, black like you, and come from the inner city the same way. Do not fire them. I beg you. Let's put the people's term first. My spiritual advisor, I want to thank you. And I hope that you will come back tomorrow. Do not be intimidated.
Yeah, but you're hitting the government so hard.
Listen.
I'm wondering if I should come back.
Do you believe in Jesus?
Of course. The provider of all
There's
things.
nothing ministers can do to you as long as Jesus is on the throne.
Absolutely.
There's nothing.
Absolutely. God is my refuge.
Who's your refuge?
God, Jehovah.
And what time is it?
It's the people's time.
What time is it?
It's the people's time.
Not if they are PLPs though.
Well, it shouldn't be. No victimization, eh?
Anyway, take good care. God, please save the Queen and deliver us from these Negroes.
The thoughts, views, and comments expressed by Rodney Moncur, his guests, callers, and advisors on Freedom March are not necessarily those of the management, ownership, or production unit of ILS, the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is a production of ILTV Studios and cannot be reproduced or represented in part or entirety without the express written consent of the Verizon Media Group. Freedom March is the intellectual property of the Verizon Media Group. Copyright 2017. All rights are reserved.